Well, hey there, friends. Last week we started looking at famous last words. We had a couple of well-known famous last words like "Hey, Mom, watch this," or someone in the church actually shouted out, "Hold my beer." Famous last words. I wish I would have thought of that one, but I didn't. When it comes to the category of famous last words, Jesus actually had several entries into the category. The first of his last words he uttered from the cross, "It is finished," he said, and then he gave up his spirit. But of course, much to the consternation of the forces of evil, Jesus didn't stay dead. He rose again, and he put a couple new entries into the category of famous last words. We looked at the first of the second set of last words last week in Matthew 28, where Jesus says to his disciples before his ascension, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, you go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them into the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to obey all that I commanded you. And behold, I'm with you always to the very end of the age." Powerful, powerful last words. We looked at that last week, so if you missed that one, you can go back into the YouTube channel and check that out. This week, we're looking at the last of his last words from Acts chapter 1. Let me just read them to you. So while in verse 4, while Jesus was with them, he commanded them not to leave Jerusalem, but to wait for the Father's promise, which, he said, "You have heard me speak about. For John baptized with water, but you will be baptized with the Holy Spirit in a few days." So when they had come together, they asked him, "Lord, are you restoring the kingdom to Israel at this time?" He said to them, "It's not for you to know what times or periods that the Father has set by his own authority, but you will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, in all Judea and Samaria, and to the end of the earth." After he said this, he was taken up as they were watching, and a cloud took him out of their sight. So these were the very, very last words of Jesus. And we're going to be looking at that on this Sunday. What does he mean that these disciples would receive power? Is the same thing true for you and me today? Are we called to be witnesses, to receive power to be witnesses in the same way that these disciples were? We're going to be looking at all of that this coming Sunday. So I hope you'll join us, whether in person or online. And until then, God bless you.